Hey guys, I was working on my project yesterday with my partner, and as we were working on it, getting into multiplication. For those of you who don't know, I'm currently doing an interface project, um, basically making a calculator from scratch. So adding, multiplying, all of that instead of with integers with an 80-digit character array written from scratch. So anyway, um, the methods that I use inside of the program are not universal. They're specifically made to work with two different arrays, a digit character array and an outside character array, and two other variables, um, digit sign and outside sign. And I realized that these methods are not universal. They're only working with these variables. I need them to work with any type of array, any type of um, integer, sign, variable, whatever I'm using for that. So I tried to make them more universal. Instead of working directly with the variables themselves, I provide the variables as arguments or parameters to the method, and I have the method itself modify the parameters. But and one thing I found is that, okay, great, Manny, you're providing it with so much information, and it needs to return two things. It needs to return the array and the sign of the array, whether it's positive or negative. And as those of you who know, methods only return one thing, unless you're using pointers. I'm not in my educational level at pointers yet, so I really can't use it for this project, or I can, but didn't want to. But in any case, I found an alternative, which was basically that arrays naturally um, act kind of like pointers. I'll show you what I mean. Let's get started. I've done enough talking. So let's start with my main method. Let me go ahead and write this out. Public static void main string args. Excellent. And I need to make another class test2. And in here, I'm going to start declaring my variables. So I'm going to have an array of, let's see, characters. Character array, letter array. That's what I'm going to call it. Equal new. Actually, let's just declare it right here. So we're going to have one of z, one of x, one of y. Oh, there we go. Let's declare another character, just a simple letter, and have it be z. There we go. Now let's start creating a bunch of methods. Let's create a print data. I'm going to have one that's going to let's see, modify data. I'm going to have one that's going to be execute modify data. You're going to see where I'm going with this soon enough. So this method right here is going to accept two parameters. It's going to accept one array, so array parameter, and has to be character array. Have to identify that. Oh, forgot to put the space. And let's go ahead and also provide it a character in itself, just letter parameter. Excellent. Alright, so this, we're going to have it just print the current variables that are there in that I've declared globally for the class. So I'm going to take letter array. Yeah, let's just print it out. So that's going to print out what's in index 0. Keep in mind the way arrays work. So we have table. It's only 3 slots. So here, first slot z, x, y, and in the first slot, that first slot is 0. This first slot is 1. This first slot is 2. So that's the way it's basically working. So we're indexing right here. We're printing out index 0. So I forgot to put the T at the end of print. Alright, so we can copy that a couple times. index 1, index 2. So this is printing out X, Y, and Z. And then we're going to actually go ahead and print out letter. So let's see. Alright, that was simple. Alright, here we're going to actually try modifying the array. First of all, we're going to call this method from this one. We're going to provide it two parameters, letter array and letter. Alright, so from here, what we're going to do is we're going to try to modify this parameter. And if you know things about methods, there's a certain scope. Everything that happens within this block is supposed to stay within this block. So now I'm about to prove that wrong with these array parameters. And mind you, this doesn't really work. This works only per index. You can't take array R and make it equal to array parameter. It won't work. You'll see why. Let's see, and let's assign it, I don't know, capital A. Excellent. So this is going to be 1, this is going to be 2, capital B, capital C, and lastly, let's modify the letter parameter. And mind you, that's that letter parameter that we're providing it. I'm going to try to make it equal to, let's see, Q. That's what we're going to try to make it equal to. Semicolon. And in our main method, let's just create the object real quickly. Test 2 object equal new test 2. There we go. Alright. Now let's use object. First we call print data. Then we call, let's see, execute. We're going to call print data again to see what's different. Alright. Well, Control Shift S and semicolon. Alright, let's run it. System. Let's try running it again. Okay, when I tried running it, kept getting this error here. That's because I forgot to put these brackets here. Now it should run. Excellent. So first, it went ahead and printed out. Let me pause it for a second, just identify what each of these are. Okay, so all I did was add this right here and this right here. This just makes it easier to read, and we know exactly what we're looking at. We are looking at the letter array of index 0, 1, 2, whatever, whatever. So let's run it. And now we see that the first thing we did was in the main, we printed the data, then we executed the modification, then we printed it again. Now, was there a difference? Well, we see a difference in the array as clearly, but we see this normal action happening. When we provide normal variables as parameter, they usually don't affect the global variable in itself. And mind you, this only works per index. If I tried to do, let's make an array real quick. Let's see, what's the syntax? I just put it up there, right here. Alright. Car A equal, let's see. Let's just initialize everything to some letter 49. I don't know what that is. Oh, wants it specifically. Alright. Same thing, it's ASCII code, but whatever. 0, 1, 2. Oh, semicolon. That's probably why it didn't work. Oh. Trying to... Yeah, I don't know where my mind's at right now. Okay, done. So, let's go ahead, comment this out real quick and try the same thing, only we're just going to take array parameter and make it equal to A. When we run it, nothing happened. Nothing changes at all. This only works when you change per index. I just found it to be a very interesting phenomenon. Thought I'd share it with you too. Alright, time's up. So, I must skedaddle.